Our society sells us happiness. It tells us that we can't be happy unless we have the latest gadget, the latest car, the best house, the nicest clothes, label this, label that. It tells us that when we have the next thing, we'll be happy. But what it's really selling us is unhappiness. It sells us unhappiness because no matter when you have the latest, there's always one afterwards. Our society sells unhappiness. Does that seem a bit broken to you? Does that seem like a good idea? Let's look at our homes. We have what's called a starter home on a property ladder. The two terms are designed to make you feel unhappy as soon as you get the keys. A starter home means that at some point I'm going to want you to buy another one. You won't even have finished paying for the first one when I've asked you to pay for the second one. And I'll do my best to convince you that you really need to pay for both and get somebody else to pay for the first one. I'll instill in you a sense of greed. That's my job, if that's the market I'm in. The property ladder. That means that you've got to take steps to get to the top of something. Whatever happened to buying a home and living in it? Just living in it. A house that you can afford, maybe modest, but it will allow you the one thing that money can't buy. That's time. And time will buy you connections. Connections to people, connections to the family that you leave every day and go to work to pay for the house that you don't spend any time in with your family. Makes no sense to me. What does make sense to me is seeing that you don't need the next. There used to be a time when somebody bought a car and took pride in its upkeep and its appearance and its longevity. Took pride in the idea that, yeah, I have a car and it's 30 years old. Imagine that. And it runs exactly the same as it did when I bought it. Now, 3 years after you buy it, you will receive a phone call from the dealership or the bank asking you if you want to upgrade it, if you want a new one. A new shiny one with better stuff in it. Now, mind you, the engine won't be any different. It'll still have rubber tires. It'll still have an exhaust. It'll still take petrol, diesel, liquid petroleum gas, or electricity. It'll still do the same things, but it will come with a host of safety features, panoramic views, improved driving experience. But it'll be, roughly speaking, the exact same four wheels on the ground. We're buying the lie. And the reason I'm saying all this is very simple. What you can't buy is what's actually important. What you can't buy in this life is the simple stuff. You cannot buy time with your children. You cannot buy time with your partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. Don't care, don't need to put a label on any definitions. You can't buy happiness. Money is useless in buying happiness. Money buys momentary misconception, momentary oases in the rat race. And the sooner we see that the rat race is not the important thing, the sooner we'll realize that the things money can't buy are the things that are damn well precious. And yes, in the system we live in, you need money. If you think you're free, try to do anything without money. Try to go anywhere without money in this system. And that's not going to change anytime soon. So yeah, we have to make a compromise and strike a balance. But doing a 60-hour working week, which I've been guilty of, and am guilty of, and not seeing your children, that's not even living. And there's not one thing that you're going to bring with you at the end of this. And your children won't remember how much money you had in your bank account. They will remember how many times you played ball with them. Your wife won't remember getting the new car half as much as she will remember you being home on a Saturday night, you taking her for a wonderful dinner, she taking you for a wonderful dinner, to spend time together, to go for a walk together, to be together. So the next time you're looking at your job, you're looking at your life, try to make sense of it. Try to look at, what am I doing? What am I doing in this life? Is this even a job worth doing? If you're not happy doing what you do, if you don't get a sense of satisfaction doing what you do, why are you doing it? Because it's not helping you. It's certainly not going to engender any kind of love for what you do. So you're literally marking time to make pieces of paper or numbers in a bank account before you retire. And then as soon as you retire, you'll be told, yep, your pension will allow you to do X, Y, Z. That one that you've worked for 40 years. Oh, you can put your feet up now. And then what? You're 66, 67. Most of your energy you spent working to make the money that you're now too tired to spend. It's time for people to have a slightly different look at life and to see that the amount of time you spend with people is infinitely greater than the amount of money you spend on anything. That's it for today. I'll talk to you next time.